Welcome back to the Alchemist Babe podcast. I am your host, Dakota. Here we talk about the tips, the tools, the information to transform your life and become an alchemist through mindset, motherhood, manifestation, and so much more. Today, we are talking about visualizations because if you did not know, your body cannot tell the difference between something that you are visualizing and something that you're actively doing. And before we dive too much further into this, I'm going to ask you a question. What is the thing that you really want to achieve? What is that end goal manifestation that you're desiring? The house, the car, the family, the relationship, the whatever, the income. What is that thing? Picture it in your head. Okay? You got it solidified in there? I know I do. Now ask yourself, how does that make you feel when you think of that? Obviously, probably excited. I'm not going to lie. That's how I feel. But really, underneath that excitement, what other feelings are there? Do you feel like it's something that is 5 years, 10 years down the line? Do you want it, but don't really believe it is possible? Is it something that when you think about it, you tell yourself, yeah, but I need blank in order to get there? I need to become blank. I'm not this yet, so I can't have that. Like, what are the other beliefs and things that you're telling yourself for why you haven't achieved that? Okay. I just want you to think about that because a lot of the times we have this really big end goal and the jump to get there seems so far. And there's a lot of people who talk about manifestation who just say, like, yeah, you gotta quantum leap to it, collapse your realities into that. But if you don't have the right steps and tools in order to learn how to do that collapsation, you're not gonna get there. But also, you can get there a lot quicker when instead of trying to collapse the 10 levels, you're just focusing on that first level and collapsing that. It's so much easier and simpler to collapse 10 small levels than it is to try to collapse 10 full ones when you don't have the skill set yet. And that's what I'm going to talk to you guys about is those small steps to start collapsing to get that bigger vision. Because we see all the time, I know I do, on social media, you're scrolling, you see the people that have the big cars, the big houses, they have your dream already and you want it, but your nervous system doesn't feel safe. My nervous system doesn't feel safe to hold it. And if it did, I would have it already, as would you. So the goal is to make our nervous system feel safe enough to achieve that. It's a lot easier to make your nervous system feel safer in smaller chunks than it is to feel safe in the ocean. Now, you guys know I share, things, my knowledge on here. I share the things that I've learned. I also share things that I have just learned and things that I'm currently doing in order to elevate myself, in order to transform and be the alchemist of my life, because that's truly what the goal is. And I'm just learning and sharing with you guys all of my knowledge and tips that I'm using to transform into the highest version of myself in all areas of my life. And I just take you guys along the journey. So, this is something that I've recently started doing that is working absolutely wonders for me, and I'm so in love with it. What we're going to work on is a very short visualization that you can listen to that is personalized to you. I'm going to teach you how to create these, and it's personalized for your life to help you shift the emotions for your nervous system to feel safe. Because your emotions truly are the thing that places you on the frequency of what you're going to have. Everything is coming out from you. I've talked about this in a lot of episodes. Your life is coming out from you, but you can shift your frequency by shifting your emotions to different planes, different, realities where you have different things. So the goal is that emotion, okay? For your nervous system to feel safe is an emotion of safety. And we're going to take different areas of your life that have emotions that you are wanting to shift to feel more safe in. And that's the visualization that we're working on. So the first thing I want you to do is, instead of thinking of that grand, big dream that you have that might feel so far ahead in the future, I want you to think of something that can be achieved in the next 2 to 3 months. Okay. Who are you going to be in the next 2 to 3 months, or who do you want to be in the next 2 to 3 months that will set you up to achieve that larger goal? And in that, we're going to pick a couple different emotions that trigger you. And that's what we're going to change in our current reality. And we're going to pick some sort of anchor in our current reality from those emotions in the future. Please stick with me for this one, and I really hope this is making sense. So, I'm going to use the example that I've been doing myself through trading in the markets, because my end grand goal is this big, beautiful house, lots of money through trading and investing. That is the picture. However, in order to be fully profitable and consistently profitable, I need to shift my nervous system in this current now in this current space. So in my version of myself that's 2 months down the line, she's profiting about $500 a week. That is kind of the goal that I've set for myself. And I want you guys to pick a goal that doesn't feel too big in 2 or 3 months, that feels a little bit of a stretch, but nothing insane and crazy. Whether that is, you start going out once or twice by yourself to rebuild the self-love that you have and start dating yourself. Maybe your goal is for the gym. So your version of yourself in 2 months, she works out once a week, or she goes to that yoga class once or twice a week. Whatever you're trying to achieve, find the version of you in 2 months to do that. And also, I want you, and this might take a little bit of journaling for you to pinpoint these emotions and these things, but really take the time to do this, because once you have seeked them out and asked your body to show you, like, if you don't know, ask your body, show me the emotions that I need to shift in order to achieve that. And your body does, it listens to you. So ask yourself that. What emotions and things are triggering me that are preventing me from achieving that thing? Mine is obviously around financing and the emotions that I have when I'm placing a trade. When I would place a trade, I would feel anxious. I would feel worried. I would feel, panicky a little bit. I would be uncertain, as, a lot of people do at the start. And that's obviously a feeling that my wealthiest, highest version of myself doesn't have when they're profitable and succeeding. I don't have those same feelings. So that's feeling number one. The second feeling is, since it's around financing, picking another area where those feelings come up, which is if I have to pay, a large sum of money or a bill. Nobody really likes paying bills. But would the future version of myself and the rich version of myself care about paying a bill? Probably fucking not, because I have a lot of money, and it's like, okay, the current version of me gets uneasy when I have to pay these big bills. So there's another trigger around financing, that and an emotion I'm going to shift out of to be safe. I want my nervous system to feel safe paying bills. So that's the second emotion that I'm pinpointing in my visualization. The third thing is anchoring it down to my current reality. Now create the story within your current space, your everyday waking life, where these emotions shift. Okay. I'm going to walk you through how I've done mine. So use that as an example for how to do yours. So you have your two emotions and you have your anchoring. What you're going to do is you're going to write it out the best that you can to your abilities. And we're going to throw it into ChatGPT and ask Chat to make it 10 times better than what we ever could. Ask it to add in all the extra details and the emotions and the shifting and all this kind of stuff, because Chat will make it a lot better, if I'm going to be honest. So I'm going to walk you through mine. So it's basically me sitting in the morning. I'm trading. My laptop's open. AJ's next to me. He's eating his breakfast in his high chair. Again, these are things that are in my reality right now. Like, this is my morning. I'm gonna walk you through. Rose is sleeping in the swing still. I have the window cracked open a little bit. It's springtime. I can hear the birds. Like, it's just beautiful. I'm so grateful that I've made it through winter time. I'm looking at the S&P 500 because that's what I trade. I see my setup come into play. I feel calm. I feel confident. I feel steady. I place my trade. Obviously, it hits take profits and I make some money. Biggest day yet. That's what's in this visualization. But I also put in there, I'm like, I remember when this used to make me feel uneasy, to put in the emotions that you're currently struggling with. I remember when this used to make me feel anxious. I could feel the rock and the pit in my stomach. And I was unsure. And if it was about to lose, I would panic. I would feel like I'm not good enough, whatever. Put all those feelings in. But then you add in, but now I don't feel those anymore. Now I just feel calm. I feel relaxed and certain. And I'm proud of my ability to trade. It's just a skill. It doesn't emotionally, the results are no longer emotionally tied to me. This is key. Put in your current emotions and then put in the new safe emotion that you feel. So that's what I've done. That's the beginning of it. And I feel safe. Anyways, the trade hits. I have all these feelings. I feel calm, safe, proud. Close the laptop. I clean AJ up after breakfast. We're going to go upstairs and get ready for the day. I get up there. He's brushing his teeth. I'm washing my face, whatever, doing my hair. And then I remember I need to pay this bill. Here's the second key factor. Put in all those current emotions on how I don't really enjoy paying large bills. And this is, the bill that I've chosen is we buy a cow, the beef for the springtime so that we have quality meat throughout the year, and it's a lot cheaper. Anyways, but you have to pay it out in a large sum. Like you have to pay the cow outright. So it's a couple $1,000s. And so I remember that I have to pay this in this visualization. I remember I have to pay this bill. And it used to make me feel panicky. I would get like unsettled to open up the banking app and just be like, oh, what's in the bank account? Even though we know we have money. Anyways, but now I just feel calm. I feel grateful that I get the opportunity to pay a bill because it provides for our family, that our family gets to see quality meat. We get to nourish our body with this. And I'm grateful that it no longer emotionally affects me, right? Old emotion, new emotion of feeling safe. Send the e-transfer. Life is fucking good. This is my visualization. I love this visualization. Anyways, then it goes on. Rose is waking up. Now we're going to go enjoy our walk in the springtime and get on with our day. This visualization, I've taken it, I threw it into chat. Chat made it better. The last thing you're going to do is record it. Record it on your iPhone. 5 minutes. That's all this visualization is. It's 5 minutes long. I listen to it in the morning. I listen to it at night. And once you're visualizing it, you'll find yourself through the day re-visualizing it. And it's no longer even a visualization. Now it's a memory. I'm now replaying a memory of the successful, profitable version of myself that feels safe. It's not a future memory. It's not a future visualization. It is a past memory. And that's the subconscious shift to jump you into that next level that's a couple months down the line. Whatever area you're trying to achieve these goals in, figure out the emotions that trigger you in them. And those are the things that you're supposed to be placing in these visualizations, because that's the thing that you're supposed to shift and feel it. Ask ChatGPT to add in all the extra details needed to make it the most visualized thing ever. And then listen to it again and again and paste yourself in there. Your body wires and fires in the way as if it's actively acting that out. Okay. The key athletes do this all the time. They visualize their success. Not only their success, they visualize themselves running the race. The journey is the end goal. The journey is the successful part. The athletes don't just picture themselves winning, they picture themselves actively running and doing the thing. And you in these visualizations are doing the same thing. You're not just picturing the end goal, you are picturing the success with doing. The journey is everything, and you're falling in love with the journey. And those are key things to having a fulfilled life and a life that you love and achieving the shit that you want to achieve. So, anyways, this is something that I've been doing and I love it. It's probably one of my new favorite things to create these visualizations, especially if you're somebody that like daydreams before bed. Bedtime, I love just sitting there and like daydreaming of all the wonderful things that I'm going to do one day. Anyways, but if you're somebody that does that, you're going to love these things as well. And if you tried them out, let me know in the comments how it goes. And thank you guys for listening, and I will look forward to seeing you in the next episode.